Welcome back to another episode here on the Eternal Sith Network, where you get all your Star Wars news. Today we have some awesome news on, yes, the Ahsoka series. But before we do start that, remember, hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know on everything Star Wars. And once you're done watching this video, go check out my last one. Y'all know what to do. Go show us some love by giving it a thumbs up as you watch. Let's start the show. As Favreau and Filoni's grand connected plan continues to unfold, it's important to note that the two characters they keep bringing up are already connected, and that is of Thrawn and Luke Skywalker. Long before the MandoVerse, Disney definition of Star Wars canon, Thrawn was a key villain, and it was Star Wars' first post-Return of the Jedi era where he antagonized original trilogy characters, including Luke Skywalker. Now, Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy books were made non-canon in 2014, but Filoni made the character canon once more through Star Wars Rebels, which we did get to see that, right? And we know that without Zahn's books, an exchange between Thrawn and Luke seems inevitable. But this is because at this point in the Star Wars timeline, Luke is looking to rebuild the Jedi Order, and thanks to the Book of Boba Fett, he now knows he's not the only one with training and a connection to the Force. That number will only grow when Ahsoka debuts the live-action version of Ezra Bridger, leading him to cross paths with Thrawn. It's also worth noting that Thrawn has a history with both Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, and no doubt the Imperial leader will have a grudge against Luke for bringing down the Empire. In the original Thrawn books, the Grand Admiral was rebuilding the Imperial fleet in a distant corner of the galaxy in an attempt to destroy the New Republic and restore the Empire, which is now being called the New Beyond or New Galaxy, which we've talked about in other videos. It wouldn't be surprising if Filoni has Thrawn doing the same thing, especially since the Mandalorian has already introduced the Imperial remnants and loyalists such as Moff Gideon. The original books also explored more of a dark side and cloning, a major theme in recent Star Wars projects such as The Mandalorian with Dr. Pershing and Star Wars is the Bad Batch, which we did get to see at the end of season finale 1, which we saw Nala Se entering Mount Tannis in Wayland on that cloning facility, which we did get to see a character such as Dr. Pershing as well, wearing that same kind of attire. Now, something else to consider in the World Between Worlds, which was first introduced in Star Wars Rebels, and whose imaginary has been incorporated in the title card for design for the Ahsoka series. A big question is whether the New Beyond that they're calling, where Thrawn is, or wherever the two are with Ezra as well, has been or is somehow tied to the World Between Worlds and also the Skeleton Crew. So imagine if Thrawn found a way to weaponize the World Between Worlds as a means to bring back the Empire and the Sith, including Darth Vader himself. Now, I know that's a stretch, but the threat of an Imperial revival is a reason for Luke to get involved, not to mention the personal stakes of the World Between the Worlds and his father. I mean, again, it's a stretch, but it's definitely a thought to keep in the back of one's head because, again, there's no reason why the World Between Worlds is going to be so heavy, and we know that we're getting different versions of Ahsoka, which we've talked about. We're not going to get into it now, but there's going to be a whole bunch coming from the World Between Worlds, and I can't imagine, Thrawn not utilizing Ezra at this point in time in this New Beyond, and possibly using that World Between Worlds or using Ezra to open that gate again. I don't think Ahsoka is going to be opening it. I think it's going to be Ezra at some point, maybe in this New Beyond. There is another Jedi temple that they find that has the gate to enter the World Between Worlds, and Thrawn uses it to his advantage, as we know that he is taking resurrected stormtroopers and bringing them back to life with the Night Sisters as well. That is going to be incorporated into the show, which that's why we hear about the Skeleton Crew also crossing paths with this. So, at some point in time, Dave Filoni is going to incorporate all these things. That's why we have it called the MandoVerse. And it's going to be in an all-out fight. I wouldn't even be surprised if Mando is in this at some point in time. Because, again, there's going to be a lot in Ahsoka to take in. So, I don't think, again, who really knows what's going to come out of this with, Thrawn, with Luke's character. I mean, I definitely believe Luke's character is going to come in at some point in time. I don't think it's going to just be Ahsoka and Ezra. I don't think it's going to be just those two characters. I think there's going to be more with them. I think they're going to incorporate a lot of the characters. We've seen it done in the Book of Boba Fett. We've seen it done in The Mandalorian. So if those two shows have shown, major fan favorite characters, I would say the Ahsoka series would probably do the same. And again, if you incorporate the World Between Worlds with Thrawn using it to his advantage, where he might pull some characters out, again, I think that's all the more to incorporate Luke Skywalker and see the two of them go at it. But anyway, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think about today's news and potentially seeing Thrawn using the World Between Worlds and utilizing it for his advantage and getting Luke Skywalker involved into the mix. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Remember, for more Star Wars content, hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell, as I'll have another video tomorrow. And remember, the Eternal Sith, then, now, forever. Later, guys.